Hey guys, Max92, and welcome to another episode where we're going through the games of the Indie Mixtape. This will be the last one, I think. I don't know how long Detective Chirpums is, but I'd like to play the whole thing. But if it's longer than like an hour, then I will be stopping at around an hour, probably an hour, hour and a half. But Detective Chirpums, that's what we're doing today. This is the last game of the Indie Mixtape. So let's go. Alright, here we are. Game. I have some saves from a long time ago. Because I was trying to play this for a series, but it just didn't pan out back then. So we're just going to start over from the beginning. They say the city's a roost for every bird. Lyres of larks and crazed canaries. They say the city's got a nest for everyone, no matter what kind of one you started out in. You just have to beat your wings hard enough, stretch your talons far enough. Me? I know that's a pot full of crock big enough to solve the city's food crisis. You don't run a metropolis of fairness on greed and lies. If the city runs on anything, it's that. But I'm what you'd call a low-standard kind of bird. Give me a marble-floored condominium and a skyscraper full of socialites and too many bowls of free mints to be... Give me a marble-floored condominium and a skyscraper full of socialites and too many bowls of free mints to be considered sane on any level? Then hell, I'm a blue-footed booby in a flock of penguins. But a dingy old hovel with the smell of cheap tobacco and cracked brick walls sounds like home if anything ever did. Besides, it's about the best kind of lifestyle my career of choice could get me. Most months, anyway. I'm a private detective. The city's only. Because someone had to. Half the city's crime lords want me dead and gone. No preference to the order as far as I can tell. And all the city's cops add to that. Not a shabby case of irony. But let's get back to the here and now. Where are we at? We are at the Private Investigation Office. My office. An organization system even the most veteran secretary would cry over. Files of papers and mugshots all over. And by that I mean the floor, the desk, you name it. Enough whiskey to last a drunk a year. Well, maybe that's an exaggeration, but it's always there when I need it. In a .44 Magnum revolver in my desk next to the pens. For special occasions, they happen. I want to say this case did involve one of those special occasions, but you never get what you want in this city, or at least not without a catch. And more often than not, a bullet by your brain. I couldn't know just how true that was until the case that transpired. Like any good case that's cost me my time, my reputation, and almost my life, this one started with a dame in sheep's clothing. Her name was Dove, and she sang lies. Her name was Dove, and she sang her lies like a caged songbird who had no other way out. Oh, I see. Detective Chirpums, Private Investigator. Okay, here we're in the office. My desk is gritty, worn out, and old as the office itself. Because in this line of business, extra swank pieces of furniture ain't gonna find you, you killer. I'm not the kind of bird who spends his hard-earned coin on things he doesn't need to get the job done. Cold, hard whiskey aside. What's in this? I'll be honest, this thing could be put to better use. Maybe it would be if customers didn't trickle in slower than a leaky faucet in the middle of a drought. Even being the city's best detective, no one wants to come to a guy like me when you might have dirty cops and mobster cronies willing to put a bullet through you just for thinking of asking for help. Fair point. What do we got here? What's this button? Oh, it's a map. Okay. We'll stay in the office. Meet my good buddy and personal assistant, Luke. Luke's my golden pothos plant. Give it to my good friend Mouse. She said, with a job involving as many corpses as mine does, I need something around that's living. I'm not sure it's still living. What's in this one? And just what do I have in the top drawer? A spare bottle of Grackle's finest. And lint. My guess is the former is going to come in handy. The lint? No. What do we got here? Papers on the floor? Anything else to click on? A bottle of Grackle's finest. The finest part of the title being completely subjective. I won't lie when I say I've picked up a taste for cheap, shitty alcohol only because it's the only thing these trenchcoat pockets can afford. The seat of seats. Alright, I'm not gonna... We got it. I get it. I understand. Let's go to the roost. Mouse has always had a keen eye for decor, something I've never had. So Mouse is a bird. Evening, Mouse. Is any other time you're awake? Guess not. But that just means I'm available to be a patron here more often. You can't afford half the price. You can't afford half the price of the cheapest drink we got here, and you know it. Hey now, I feel a case coming on. Just wait. Yeah? Is that what your detective senses is telling you? That's right. Well, you better get back to that dingy office of yours and wait for some helpless bird to knock on the door with a job offer. Yeah, alright, work's been slow, I'll admit it. How about this? You find yourself a promising new client, and then come on back here. I'll treat you to a couple shots of one of our nicest vanilla vodkas. Vanilla vodka? That's a thing? Who the hell comes up with this kind of stuff? Birds with jobs. Ha ha. Okay, well... we're not finding anything interesting here. Go to the park. If you wanted to put this thing to real use, you'd put the police chief in it. Always nice to have a makeshift hidey hole for when it rains without warning. Bayside cities like ours see enough storms, but for whatever ungodly reason, the city's been pretty dry this spring. Me? Not a fan. Sign me up for a tsunami over a drought any day. I'll stick to the park entrance. I used to be the taking walks kind of sparrow. Guess my age is getting to me these days. Aside from Luke, I'm not much of a trees and flowers kind of bird. Okay, we've looked around. Is anything... I only just step in when this phone starts wailing. And now we're as dark and lonely as 2 a.m.? Then again, if Beakingham's lively at any time... it's usually the hours that are best for shady dealings and illegal mishaps from equally nefarious culprits. But I have my ways of doing my own personal background checks on clients, whether they want me to or not. So all things considered, this might just be my one shot at paying rent on time this month. For once. Time to put on my best sleuth voice. With potential money riding on the line, how should I approach this? Hardboiled. Sensitive. Go hardboiled. I reach to the receiver and cradle the phone on my wing, taking sweet, unrushed time before speaking. Chirpums. Detective Chirpums. Private investigator. But enough about me. A name's all you need for now. Tell me, what troubles you? My, Chirpums. Your demeanor is far more to the point than I'd expected. The voice on the line is smooth like jazz and hot like coffee. Or maybe it's the other way around. I have to cover the speaker and clear my throat to make my whiskey-stained voice up to par with hers. And it's somewhere in that moment when I realize something. This dame's gonna be trouble. Trouble. Ha! Well, you know what they say. Like a moth to the flame, I respond. That's so, miss. See, with a reputation like mine, straight to the point is just about the nicest thing I'd expect you'd hear about me. Well, you certainly don't lack in confidence. There's one thing we agree on. But detective, my dear, confidence only gets you a job. It doesn't get it done. And it certainly doesn't keep you breathing in a city like ours for long. And yet, here I am, breathing and alive. But are you feeling $5,000 worth of alive, detective? I look at my half-empty bottle of Crackle's Finest on the table. That was a loud music. I don't know why I got jump-scared by the music. Suddenly, I'm more parched than I've ever been. I'll bite. Give me the rundown. Where should I start? The beginning or the end? Isn't the beginning usually where stories start? I wouldn't say usual has anything to do with this case. So, in that regard, I'll start by saying this. You'll be searching for a missing bird. A very wealthy, prominent, and well-to-do missing bird. That's not how that word is spelled. It has an E here instead of an A. Duke Dove, to be precise. To be even more precise, my husband. Duke Dove? I might well be in the trenches of the lower part of society, but I know that name like I know my own. Duke Dove. Business tycoon, aristocratic socialite, and more friendly than anyone needs to be with politicians. It is doing that loud noise again. The definition of the elite of the elite. And there's only one bird in the city with a bigger name and bigger pockets than him. His wife. The city's, hell, what am I saying? The country's most genius entrepreneur. So then, marital facts all considered, I'm assuming you're Dame Dove. A correct assumption, Detective. I hope you're not expecting any special treatment. I don't do that kind of thing, no matter how endless my clients' pockets are. All that says is that you have virtues. A good trait. I've not entirely decided what this voice is. Yeah, alright. But I can't imagine that's the only reason you're hiring an individual private detective to find a bird like Duke. See, here's what I'm thinking. I'm dispensable. I won't lie and tell you that's not part of it. But I will do you a favor and detail you on the case as quickly as possible. He went missing at a social gathering a week ago, in the very middle of it. We'd planned it months ahead. It was a huge ordeal, an even larger event. I was talking to a few potential business partners when I noticed Duke's skeleton watch on a nearby table. An odd sight. Why? It's something you'd say has sentimental value. The thing belonged to his father, and he's never seen without it. Even at home, when he takes the watch off, he keeps it in a little lockbox. That said, it naturally alarmed me. I sent several sparrows to find him. They didn't. He's been missing since that event. No words, no clues, nothing but the watch. So that's the story, eh? It's all you need to know. And what's that supposed to mean? Exactly what I said. That's all you need to know. A simple search and rescue, albeit with the city's elite. You got any questions, Detective? If you got any questions, Detective, I'll be willing to answer. I'll pay half the money up front. And my personal $500 flat fee. Don't forget to add that in. I won't. 3,000 then. Does that agree with you? I've got a bad feeling churning in my stomach with this one. It's never as simple as it looks up front, I've learned that much. But as far as morals are concerned, I hold my less than favorable opinions about the city's finest, sure. A lot of them probably couldn't figure out how to walk into a cheap average Joe bar if someone was holding the door open for them. But I'm not doing the dirty work of a mob boss for this gig. Or worse, the cops. I'll take it. And she knows I will. It'll agree with me when I see you handing me the check right here in my office. It seems you're getting a bit ahead of yourself, Chirpums. What do you mean? I told you my problem and my offer. I didn't say that I'm hiring you. So you've got questions for me. Ask them. Any questions I have for you, I can find on my own without any difficulty. In fact, I already have. So no, not questions. A test. A test. Based off a riddle, I want you to find an item. Look under your desk. Why? A little early for Santa to be leaving me presents for being good this year. I could always find another detective in another city, you know. Alright. How did this even get here? I locked the place up, always do. Being wealthy has its advantages. And only advantages, really. If I want to get in somewhere, I get in. Either way, that piece of paper has a riddle. I require that you solve it here and now. Do that, unravel the riddle, and find the item in the question's location based off of it. Type your translation of the dame's note. So what do we got going on here? The first and last lines separated by dots. Okay, what if I take out every other letter? So it's not that. I'll say that. I made it at least this far before. Probably. I don't know. Is that now? Is this today? Alright, no, these are not today. So I've made it at least this far before. Take a walk in a place with a view. There it is. So, there, yeah. Take a walk in a place with a view. I pretty much sat here and stared at it for a bit, and the answer is that you just go space by space down the thing, and you get a letter on every spot, pretty much. So it's T-A-K-E, take a W in a place with a view. If you found that out before I did, good job. Take a walk in a place with a view. An acceptable job. So how the hawk am I supposed to reach you again after I find this thing? Oh, I'll know if you find it. And if you do, expect me here before the night ends. In that chair right in front of you, no less. How do you know there's, simple guesswork, eh? I should hope you're better on your toes than that pause in thinking implies. Now, this being a time-sensitive matter, I appreciate it if you took to the chase. I will, however, be willing to answer any questions you might have before we say farewell for now. In that case... I don't need to know anything else. I think I've heard enough. I'll be heading out to solve that kid's riddle of yours. Very well. I think I'll go do a bit of stargazing. I'll see you later, Chirpums, or perhaps not. And with that, she hangs up. A case at last. It's time for this sparrow to fly the coop. Alright, we're super extra saving after that. To the park, obviously. That's the only place with a view. In the trash can, Dame's riddle. What was it again? Said something about taking a walk in a place with a view. Well, as far as places with nice views go, you don't get a hell of a lot to work with in Beakingham. I wonder if it's somewhere around here. Yes. A posh socialite like Dame wouldn't go near a trash can in a public park with a 10-foot pole. Oh, would she? I rummaged around before noticing something bright. I'll be damned. A watch. One that looks way too damn pricey and well kept for anyone in their right mind to throw out. Then again, you never know with those prissy rich types. They could probably drop a $100 bill on the ground and not bother to pick it up. Well, here's hoping this is the ticket to Dame's little test. She said she'd meet me back at the nest. What's that mean? That Dame Dove can see me? File that under unnerving. Either way, now's a good time as any to head back. Maybe I'll take the new route home. Hell, why not? I'm thinking the little change from routine could be good for the sleuthin' soul. That is the watch. The one from the... I'm not a sparrow that avoids the more questionable parts of the city. That's the world I grew up in. Heard more gunshots than fireworks as a fledgling. But this night, I turn a different corner, take a different intersection, walk down a different road, and here's where it takes me. Red's Books and News. Never heard of the place. By the looks and size of it, that's no shocker. I'd be lying if I said my senses could ignore the smell of sweet coffee drifting from the little stand. And if anything I could go for, if there's anything I could ever go for around midnight, aside from whiskey, it's a little pick-me-up called caffeine. I turn my attention to what I have to assume is the sole proprietor. He's a scrawny youngster, am I even doing the same voice at this point? Of a herring, and more or less what you'd expect from your typical newsbird to look like. Now what am I in the mood for? No, I don't drink coffee. But I'm going hard-boiled. Hey kid, one coffee. Make it black as sin and bitter as life. I flip a coin at him without another word, and he just barely catches it. Just a coffee? Hold on. I'm gonna take a second stab at that. Red herring. What is he doing here? Just a coffee. No. Just a coffee? Just a coffee? Just a coffee? Just a coffee? You can't have a coffee without a paper to wash it down with. I don't mean that literally. Reading and coffee? Well, makes the caffeine work twice as good. It does. A good wake up for the brain. Nice sales pitch. But you have to try harder than that to commerce a newspaper upstanding bird like me and the wasted money he doesn't have to begin with. Oh, but listen. The Beacon Post? It's the most accurate news source you ever read. Very good stuff. Accurate's a damn loose term when you're talking about the shits journalists spew. Excuse me if I disagree. Yikes. Kid slams a cup of Joe on the counter and more than a few drops spill out. I pick it up before he can do any more damage to the thing. It's the only chance I got to pull it all night, it looks like I'm going to have after all. This is a local paper, written entirely by me, myself, and I. It's not just a paper, it's my life. Even better, the newspaper from the perspective of a single bird. I guess on the upside, you want to exaggerate your articles with forced facts and sensationalism to ask the editors. So is that. That's completely and entirely incorrect. I don't aim for sales, and I aim for the truth. Why is this the voice I decided to do? Whether or not other birds want to hear it? Yeah, well, we're all looking for some kind of truth. Just try not to get yourself killed while you're at it. You look young, and you look like you got a life ahead of you. There's birds that'd kill for less than having a tarnishing article written about them. Watch your damn back. Maybe I'll give it a look-see sometime. Maybe I won't. Be seeing you, kiddo. I tip my hat, and with my cup, I take my leave. I think I need to, de-edge some of these voices. Oh, I'm leaving. Okay, I'm leaving. Got it. They say there's a sixth sense. They say there's a sixth sense in all of us. So we're going with this now. When they say there's a sixth sense in all of us, we just don't know what it is, how it works. What am I doing with my life? I can't drink enough water to sustain this Detective Chirpums voice for the entire time. I say it's the feeling you get when you stand in front of your office and something tells you not to open the door. I say it's the feeling I'm getting right here, right now. When I see the silhouette through the glass, I know I'm right. I slide my hat down, open the door with one wing, and sit down at my desk and don't even bother looking at her. She wants a reaction. I don't have to give her any of that. I grab a bottle of Crackle's finest, and the dame, silky plumage and all, just sits, no words. Like she owns the damn place. Dame Dove wants to play the quiet game, eh? I can work with that. I turn. I stare out the window. Alright, damn it. You tell me how you got in, or do I have to ask? Neither, I believe. A bird with no secrets in their life becomes dull. I think I'll keep that one as one of mine. However, it's nice to hear your voice in the flesh. You truly do look as put together as I was imagining, which is to say, not that much at all. You can thank that short little watch hunt of yours. At least that's what I'm assuming that's what the joke of the riddle was about. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be here. How would I? Guess not. Well, since we both know enough about each other, and the case at hand, I guess introductions aren't in order. I suppose, wait, I think I did the wrong person. Well, so we both know each other better again. I suppose not, although being here myself was meant as a bit of a formality. Here's the check for the 3,000 in full. I glance at it, and pretending like that thing does hold the key to the most money I've had in a long time. But hell, Dame can see the room around it. No secret that it's a pretty petty for a bar like me living in a roost like this. Is it to your liking? Yeah, everything looks in order. I start tonight. How very prompt. I'm a professional. Promptness, sleuthing, lots of useful things. The papers strewn about here say otherwise. Hey, I got a system. It works. Anyway, you need anything else? You just give a ring. I imagine I will. Well then, Chirpums, I'll be on my way. Hold your feathers. What about the skeleton watch you just had me find? What about that's gotta be a good $100 worth. I've considered it for a bit, but I believe it'll be critical in finding Duke. Partly a feeling, partly the shield factor was left at his last known location. And you don't think I'll just up and run off with the thing and sell it for a good chunk of money? Find myself a place in the mid armors and retire with the profit? I think that out of the little you do own, detective, you have ideals, values, beliefs. Your job's more important than the money, or you wouldn't be doing this. Anyway, detective, I'll be waiting to hear all about the results of this case, and preferably to find my husband back safely. Expect a call about that soon, then. She pauses, then leaves without another word. So I got two things going for me. First, this skeleton watch. It's gotta be the key to something. Duke Dove's prized item, left at the scene of his disappearance in the middle of an event, no less. Dame said her husband is never seen without it, keeps it locked up when he's not wearing it. When I look it over, not a trace of blood, scuff marks, nothing. Only thing you could consider odd about the device is the fact that it's out of batteries. There's something about it, though. I just can't tell what it is yet. The secondly I've got is Magpie Mags himself, crime lord extraordinaire, potential blackmailer of Duke Dove. It's not a lot, but it'll have to do. You don't become a detective for an easy job with even easier answers. No matter how hard, the answers always surface sooner or later. Now to find some of them. Hey, mouse. So a miracle happened. What was his voice? That can only mean you got a client. Can't tell if that's a miracle or a sign of hell freezing over. Hey, I've had jobs in the past, and I do them well. You know, I'm just pulling your tail feathers. The fact is, anyone's too scared with righting the wrongs in a city like this. You might be the best of the best, but you can't highly control supply and demand. Don't remind me. So, how about that vodka you promised? I'm a bird true to my word. Stuff's not half bad. We only stock the best I forgot the voice. We only stock the best alcohol-laden vices. Now get your feathers back to sleuthing. Alright, that's what I needed to do first. Anything here? Doesn't appear to be. I guess we go talk to Red. How's business? It'd be better if you remember. I don't remember your voice. It'd be better. It'd be better if you would just. It would be better if you wanted to buy a paper. Come on, half off, just for you. I told you, kid. I'd think about it. Okay, we're not here then. Never did like talking on these things. Easy to push a badge in a bird's face and debate questions on the spot without a phone and miles of distance in front of you. Not that I can do that anymore, the badge thing. I mean, Budgie knows my police force days are over. That's the Grackle's finest or whatever. Alright, what do I do from here? Photograph I've never ashamed to have sitting on this desk. Thing shows me, Watcher, and Mouse at the grand opening of Mouse's Bar, The Roast. It was day one, and we already knew the place was going to be the city's biggest hit, since Mags Magpie did In the Mirror 10 years ago. This damn city. Okay, still got no idea where I'm going. So it looks like a certain Ren managed to pull himself away from his work desk for once to drop by and say hello. Take a look over there. Oh, Watcher. What does this guy sound like? Chirpums? Apologies for being so busy lately. If by lately you mean your whole damn life, then sure. Still haven't served out a bigger workaholic than you. Guess I'll have it to break. Speaking of work, heard you got yourself a new client. Congratulations on that. Yeah, actually I might need your help on it. All things considered, I'm surprised the client didn't go to you guys, the police, instead. Why is that? Why is right. The client in question is Dame Dove herself. Apparently Duke Dove is missing. You wouldn't... I mean, I guess this is your friend. I wouldn't disclose any information, anything that big. Missing. Missing. What was... I don't even know. Missing? That's odd. That'd be something to report immediately. And we certainly haven't had any missing bird reports processed for Duke Dove. I'd remember. I knew about the case, but this is the first time I'm hearing your client is Dame herself. Yeah, I'll be honest. I just wanted to make sure it was for real. And while I'm being honest, I might be a little bit of a... You're stumped, admit it, or not. Doesn't change the fact either way. You need any help, though? I'll see what I can dig up. Appreciate it. Same goes for me. I work at the police headquarters still, as you know. I'll go through recent files and see if I can find anything that looks off. Let me know if there's any criminal activity going on with the Mags, too, will ya? He a suspect or something? Something, yeah. Dame suspects he might be blackmailing Duke and has something to do with his disappearance. Well, that Corvid is a regular here, you know. Drop by sometime. You may even be able to ask him to buy a drink. I'd rather ask him for a confession. Anyway, hats off to the both of you. You know, I appreciate your help, even if I'm not the most sentimental bird to show it. Anytime, Chirpums. I'll be heading back to headquarters. Drop by sometime. Till then. Or you did something. I made my way home, then and there. Figured it was a good night's work. I'm $3,000 richer of a bird. I've got a new case. Things were looking up. Even more when I noticed something about the watch back in my office. What did we notice? I got out the door when I saw something odd at the corner of my beady little eye. Hopped right over to my desk to get a better look. Showing in the corner of the glass was something that looked like a piece of paper. It wasn't batteries. That'd be the one reason why this thing isn't ticking. What the hell's a scrap of paper doing inside the watch? Flipping the watch around, I don't see any screws to open up with... Something's written on the inner part of the strap. In what looks like some non-existent language. A cipher, then? Alright, I'm a sleuth. That's right up my alley. I'm willing to bet it's one thing. Instructions for opening the watch. I jot down the code. Now I just need to find a key to decipher it. Okay. Take the trash again. Okay, well. Told you I'd drop by. And I told you I'd be more than willing to help. What can I do for your partner? I picked a good voice for him. What do you think happened? So tell me, what's your take on Duke's disappearance? Me? Well, if we're going entirely based off of evidence, I almost get the feeling he opted to leave. I can't quite say I'd understand why he'd want to. A wealthy, well-respected bird like him. Why voluntarily lose all that? If your theory's right, you mean. If indeed. Okay, that's not helpful. I think my curiosity's sated for now. Thanks, Watcha. Of course. Gorge. Well. It's been too long, Detective. How's that wing of yours? Healing up all right? I know that voice like a bad song stuck in my head. Max. And next to him, his personal right-hand bird, Blue Sinatra. 2 corvids with empty hearts, full wallets, and blood on their wings. Couldn't even remember getting it injured. I suggest you... Oh, this is a different character. Gotta think of a different voice. I suggest you flutter off, Detective. Whoa now, it's a free public bar. The sparrow can stay if the sparrow wants. The sparrow does want. Not that he can likely afford anything more than a view of the city outside from a swank place like this. I'd spare some time for banter, Mags, but I don't got any to begin with. I want you to answer some questions, and Hey! Well now, what's this? Max must have noticed Duke's watch around my wrist. He gives the pricey thing 3 quick, aggressive pecks. Guess I can't expect much more from the world's most literal example of a thieving magpie. Magpie. I don't know how it's pronounced. Let me have a look-see at that, will ya? What makes you think I'll hand it over? He'll probably knife me in the stomach and fly away with it. You have a very accurate imagination. Although I prefer bullets over knives. Hey, what can I say? Blue's a protective bird. I don't know why I went with this voice. It's because I couldn't think of my... Hey, what can I say? Blue's a protective bird. But we're sticking with it. They say Jay's been indebted to me since I took him in. Of course, you'd think he might have some kind of issue with the whole me killing his parents thing that put him in my custody, but he took to crime like he was born for it. Tell you what, Chirpums, I'm a bird of deals. You let me take a hands-on that shiny thing and I'll answer your questions. We agreed? Alright. Letting Mags have the watch is probably a bad idea. But it could be useful to get him to talk about some stuff, even if he is entirely lying. Just looking at it. Hypothetically. Take it, damn it. Just don't go flying off with it. All I wanted was a look, see? I shouldn't have to tell you how us magpies are with shiny objects. He gives it a few good pecks before hanging it back over. I might have some questions for the bird, but I sure as shit am not going to ask about that. So what's on your mind? We'll go inquisitive this time. What I want to know is this. Where's Duke, and what's the significance of this watch? You know at least one of those answers, or at least something that could help me find him. Me, capture the city's second richest and single most self-absorbed bird. Sounds more fun than killing patrons on opening night of a new jazz club. Fun, but not my thing. I'll make this easy on you for once. I've been a busy little magpie, see? I'll bet busy seeing Duke a lot lately. There's that, but really, a low-life bird like you doesn't get to try and pry into the lives of birds like him and me. The name of my job is prying. Or trying to. Like I said, I'll make this easy for you. Not too easy, but it'll help you out. You notice these little symbols engraved on the watch, right? What do you know about them? Lots, Chirpums. See, I'm a crime lord. It's my job to know what it says. Why, you ask? It's 'cause it's track mark language. That code is used by criminals, hitbirds, and pretty much the whole damn underground. Not use that often, though, right? It was something that only you big-time boss birds use. Something like an exclusive language. Keeps the number of birds down who know it almost to nothing. That's right. Each a little thorn in the side of the authorities when so-called big-timers like us need to chirp at each other without any prying eyes or ears. Imagine how useful it'd be if you had your own personal copy of the key for it. Yeah, I'm imagining. Get to the point. Well, guess what? Tonight's your lucky night. I got it right here. See? And I'm feeling generous. Let's do this. You solve a puzzle using the key, and I'll give it to you for keeps. That's it? No catch? Not even one. You can trust an honest magpie, can't you? Well, you've got the magpie part down, sure. That's about it. Is that it, though? That's it. Simple as that. Fine, damn it. But I'm only playing into your game because if there's anything I hate more than skeevy magpie criminals, it's wasting time. Then let me just write something down for you to decrypt. There. And here's your cipher key. Good luck, sleuth. Okay. I see. D. E. Q. No, T. D-E-T. E. D-E-T-E. C. T. I. I'm assuming that's V. Where is it at? V. Side E. That is C. Gets the mouse out of the way. That is H. It's Detective Chirpums. I. R. Is that P? P. U. M. Where is it? What's S? S. I. S. A. N. Okay. I. D. I. O. T. Very funny. Wrong. Wrong. Not that I was expecting any different. But I'm a nice magpie. I'll let you try again. What did I do wrong? Detective Chirpums is an idiot. That's what it says. I'm certain of this. Well, well. You're more qualified to be a sleuth. There's my lisp getting in the way than I thought. Keep the key and have fun on your little goose chase. Let's say I have an uncanny feeling we'll be seeing each other soon. Back at the nest and ready to decipher this code. Alright. Damn. The phone again. Detective Chirpums on a case and don't have time for any others. Sorry about that. I would certainly hope not. Ah, it's you, checking up on the progress, eh? It's been a few days, so yes. Here's where we stand. Megs and Magpie just gave me a code to the cipher that should help me find Duke. More specifically, a cipher I found in a piece of paper inside Duke's wash. Strange, did you decode it? I was just about to when you called. Other than that, well, I'm not going to beat around the proverbial bush. Been a bit of a little standstill. I understand. You're not going to yell my head off. I fail to see how doing so would help Duke's disappearance and hopefully reappearance. In any case, I'll speak with you another time. Wait, that was the wrong character. In any case, I'll speak with you another time. Later then. Now, to decode this. T. H. E. L. O. N. G E S T, the longest. H A N D. Right? Yep. O N T H E. That is L A S T H O U U. Oh, the longest hand on the last hour. The riddle starts with the longest hand on the last hour, spun 3 times. So, 3? And there's a few more lines. I spend the next few minutes deciphering the rest. So, the longest hand on the last hour, spun 3 times, then back to power, don't know what that means, will open the way to the pocket clock tower. Basic detective work. Okay. The longest hand on the last hour. So you start at noon, spun 3 times, and back to power. I don't know what that means. Basic detective work. Second hand goes on 12, like so. Spun 3 times. Guess that means clockwise. Then back to power. So what? Counterclockwise? Can't hurt to try. There's a soft click. Whatever it was keeping me from opening it, it isn't anymore. At least that's what I'm guessing. With a careful wing feather, I slide out the glass cover out from the watch and grab the note. Before I get the chance to look at the thing, the second hand on the watch starts spinning erratically before settling on a direction? This thing can't be a watch. I tilt the device with my wing. It hits me. It's a damn compass. Or at least, it looks and acts like one. All right here. I'll compare it to the one I've got on my desk. I know the goddamn thing is around here somewhere. There. Huh. The faux compass doesn't point north. If I had to guess right here and now, it's some kind of tracking device. If you're going by something like that, it is whatever it leads to. Is whatever it leads to not meant to be found? Okay, yeah. Could have fooled me. Looks like I at least fooled Dame. Maybe Duke, too. Know that 6th sense I mentioned? I'm getting it again. And it's telling me I'm going to need a nice long drink before I take a look at the note on top of the learning about this contraption. I had to put my newest bottle of Grackle's Finest to use. So I get to drinking, and then I get to reading. The compass-like device was designed to point toward a specific location. Going by my theory, a specific thing. Specific to what? According to the note, a treasure. Yeah, really. Doesn't specific it past that. Okay, but the letter's pretty literal about the treasure part. Literal. Written and signed by none other than Duke's father himself. Strange fact, though, that he'd known trackmark code, I mean. With it being the language of particularly successful criminals. Something Duke himself isn't. Or maybe it's not that odd. Crime and wealth go hand in hand often here in Beacon. I sat here for a while. Me and my bottle of whiskey in the chill autumn of the city night. Decided the show had to go on. But not until the next night. Bird's gotta rest sometime. And after this sparrow does, he's gotta follow his compass wherever it points. One night later, and this is where the compass has led me. Yeah, go figure. Oi, watch it. Hello. Hello again, Chirpums. So how goes the case? I think I may have just found my ticket of finding Duke Dove. That was fast. That was fast. Not sure I'm surprised. What exactly did you find? Something unexpected, guess you could say. Can't remember if I told you and Mouse about it or not, but I told Mouse earlier. Dame Dove gave me some precious cargo when she sent me off on this joyride. A watch. Or what I thought was a watch. Long story short, it's actually a tracking device of some kind. Some kind. It looks like a watch, acts like a compass, and it's pointing me here. Circled the whole damn building after a nice long a nice long night of city romping, and this is the spot. So either you're the Duke's kidnapper, and we both know you're not, or there's something in here. I can assure you my kidnapper days haven't arrived yet. But that's interesting. You're sure the thing's not broken? Not even a fraction sure. It probably is, but it's weird, that it's pointing right at this building, no matter where you stand. So I got an odd favor to ask you, Watcher. It won't be the first time. What can I do? What? It won't be the first time. It won't be the first time. What can I do? Could you walk around the building with this thing? See if you can't find exactly where it's pointing? I think I can manage, sure. I hand him the key to the case. He gives me the room. He gives the room a few quick glances before stealing off down the corridor. Okay. It's a full 30 minutes until he returns, and not empty-winged. He places something on the desk in front of us. A lockbox. This is what it seems to be pointing at. He hands the watch back to me, and I point it at the box on the table in question. Sure enough, he points to the thing from every direction. Can't imagine what's inside. Do you, Chirpums? According to the note, the compass watch, whatever you call it. According to the note inside the compass watch, whatever you'd call it, a treasure. But what's it doing here? I found it in the chief's office. And had to wait until he left to flutter in, grab it, and leave. I know for a fact that in Duke's father's living days, he and the chief were never on good terms. Well, I guess by no meant it was just a rumor. Did the chief confiscate the box or something? Doesn't sound all that legal. Then again, a lot of things the birds do here are legally questionable, whether they manage to get away with what they do via loopholes or not. Either way, I hope you find a way to pry it open. Yeah, me too. Alright, let's go. How's Red? Hey kid, tonight I'll have myself an Americano with... Gotta flutter off now, no time to talk, sir. Take a free paper if you want. Gotta flutter off. Huh, you're a bird who's always stingy about money and sales. What's with the panicking and the freebies? Megs, it's Megs. What about the Corvid? You don't know? Oh, of course you don't. You're not a journalist. You don't scoop up scoops as fast as one. Spit it out already before I make you. He's dead. What? Shot dead in the middle of the Roost nightclub. You gotta be. Look, sir. Sorry, sir, but I gotta flutter off. Biggest article in the history of articles. Here it is. I get a message. And me, I'm gonna follow. All right. Mags is dead at the Roost nightclub. I'm not in the club even for a full second before a certain Corvid rushes me. You had something to do with this, did you not? I hop away a good foot for safety's sake. Just got here after hearing the news, damn it. But do you want to know the last words Mr. Magpie uttered? Detective Chirpums. The only reason I ever reported that little fact to the police is because I want to deal with you myself. But not until I'm able to connect the dots. Hey now, it's your damn job to be protecting the city, protecting the guy, anyway. Well, was. And I hate to be a little heartless sparrow, but I ain't exactly gonna shed any tears over the loss of the city's most notorious crime boss. Blue looks like he either wants to kill me on the spot or berate me to death with his fancy words. Instead, he opts to leave. Nearly breaks the door on his way out. So, guessing you heard the news. I forgot his voice. Yeah, thanks to an exceptionally loud nosebird. That pricey little watch of yours is still alright? Yeah, glad you're worried about the $500,000 watch instead of me. And it's not actually a watch, believe it or not, it's... Excuse me, Mouse, are you the owner of this bar? Not doing interviews unless it's for a food mag, kid. Don't make me kick you out. Just a question, who did you see? Mouse just whistles, and a sturdy-looking eagle in a suit takes the over-enthusiastic bird away. But moving on, then. Right, so Mags was in one of the back areas when he got shot. Busy time of the night, too, made it impossible to know who did it, but the cops took in a few suspects. So it was planned. That's what I'm guessing. That's what the police are guessing, too. So does all this help your case any, or is it just complicated? Hard to say for sure, but I'll find out soon enough. We're at an hour. I kind of feel like we're getting towards the end. Maybe. I'm going to keep going. Before I know it, I'm back in my nest. And only a little after that, whiskey by my beak, do I notice something different about the device. The shine is off. The color is off. It's not doing compass-like movements with the second hand. It's not the same thing Duke had. Shit. It's as elegant a response as my brain can come up with. Someone must have switched it. But who the hawk had the chance? And how in the hawk did I not notice it before? I rattle it. Open it. There's a note. Duke Tower, rooftop, midnight. That's all it says. And it's typed. No way to identify the bird who wrote it. Well then. If Duke Tower wants me, Duke Tower can have me. And I'll be bringing the lockbox with its supposed fortune with me. Meet you at midnight. This feels pretty climaxy. I'd say if it is a beautiful view, if it weren't for the reason I'm here. And everyone's one for views anyway. I check my watch. 1 minute past midnight. So where is this bird? You made it. That's more than I expected, Chirpums. That voice, do I recognize it? All the facts considered. That's impossible. You're alive and well. Hello, detective. So what? Should I consider this a job well done? Dame sent me to find you, and apparently you're roosting pretty up here in your glass tower. You want to explain something, or is this going to be a fun little game of Q&A until one of us gets bored? I'm not a dove who wastes time. I'm where I am now because I know how to spend it. And time, Chirpums, well, you've saved me a hell of a lot of it. I'm guessing you want whatever's in this lockbox here. I do, and I will have it by whatever means. But the things from your damn father, why not just... You know my father and the chief didn't get on well. I know, I heard. I wasn't sure if they were rumors or not. They go back, though. Shared childhoods, university colleagues, best friends, the very definition of birds of a feather. They had a falling out. It got worse, then worse. One bright and clear spring day, my father was murdered. I had just grown out of my juvenile feathers. I don't doubt the police chief had something to do with it. He confiscated the box as so-called evidence. No one paid much attention. No one knew about the contents. I can go anywhere the hell I want in this filthy city, but not there. Not the police headquarters. I needed someone dispensable to acquire the box for me. You see, I only inherited a small fraction of my father's things. The majority of his wealth, his worth, it's in that box you're holding right there. To be honest, I wasn't anticipating you'd get the job done. Not with a beating heart in the end. But here we are. Yes. Unfortunately, I can't let that heart beat much longer. His wing is around a gun before I can even reach into my pocket. And then the gun goes off. The shot went off, but I'm still standing, and Duke's the one on the ground. The hell? It isn't common of me to be late. I'd apologize, but you being you, well, I don't really care to. Wrong voice. Hello again, Chirpums. Blue? I don't get it. And I don't care to explain it. You want this damn box? You're gonna have to at least try. Very well. If only to save you time, I'll tell you this. Duke and I collaborated. He wanted the fortune. I wanted Mag's life and his entire crime rate. His wants and my wants coincided. A simple solution would be a large sum of money. Enough to sate Duke's endless greed that had been instilled in him at a young age. Enough to protect me when I killed Mag should any bird be opposed to the change in authority. And believe me, there will be a lot. Alright, I'm following you so far. But why the hell would you want to kill Mags? Remember that little thing he said back at the roast? This Jay's been indebted to me since I took him in. Course, you'd think he might have some kind of issue with the whole me killing his parents thing. They think that put him in my custody. What he took to crime like he was born for it. It would be funny if it weren't so untrue. Chirpum, I am many things. but a patient bird would be most accurate. Parents killed when I was just exiting my fledgling years, and I'd have no remorse, no anger over it. I have a heart. You may not think so, but that's only because you don't agree with my morals and methods. Mags assumes he knows more than he does, or rather, he did. It's his weakness. Yours, on the other hand, seems to be buying into lies. All that overacting over Mag's death was a better distraction than I could have hoped for switching the tracking device with a fake. The device alone will get me nearly $500,000, but that's not enough. You know my motivation, Chirpums. I'd suggest you hand over that lockbox and... Oof. Watcha? I've been getting increasingly concerned about this case of yours and followed you. I hope that's alright. He crash lands into blue a second time, almost enough to knock the J over. It's perfect timing. Well, not perfect, but damn close. Chirpums, now! I beat my wings like I'm back at the police force again and rush into blue. The scuffle continues. I peck blue, then he pecks harder. If it were just the two of us, I don't doubt he'd kill me with his beak and talons alone. But it's not just the two of us. I can see Watcher grab the gun and back away with it. Damn it. Blue lands a hard roundhouse scratch across my face before he spreads his wings and flies into the city sky, with the lockbox and all. Damn it. I can shoot it. Watcher can shoot him from where he stands. It'd be a clean shot. It might even do some good for the city. But I know he won't shoot. And that's why, even now, Watcher's my partner. Best cop on the force. Sorry. For not shooting the thieving asshole? No, for not grabbing the lockbox in the heat of the moment. I was sure I had the chance. No need to apologize for that either. He's a slippery bastard. Were the contents very important? Yeah, I think they were. I think the stuff in it, whatever it was worth a pretty penny. Could have been put to use for a little good in the city, maybe. I see. Which is why I sure as Hawk didn't come up here with the real lockbox. What? That thing he slide off with? It's a fake. I might have not done the best job making a replica, but the fact is, he's never seen the real thing for himself. Hell, I don't even think Duke has. I suppose we can't always. What? So then, about Duke? Dame's not gonna be all that pleased. Or maybe she will be. Maybe she'll be indifferent. I get the feeling she cared about him, but they were never all that close. I see. Huh. Sounds like sirens down there. Some bird called in about gunshots, maybe? Shit. With everything set up like this, they'll assume we murdered Duke. Actually, I was the one who called for backup. The moment I peered around the fire escape and Blue's gun went off. And I know what you're thinking about a flock of officers fluttering up here and seeing you in the dead body of Duke. But I voiced my suspicion that it was either Mags or one of his higher-ups being in on it. And well, there's enough leftover feathers lying around for evidence, the solid kind. Excuse me if I'm just a little bit skeptical of the cops not trying to pin all this on me. We'll work it out. We have before. We'll do it again. Now let's head on down and lay the situation for them, eh? Yeah, let's. So in the end, I found Duke, and then his greed and the bullet found him too. Dame dropped by my office the day after police questioning. We talked, drank, maybe a little too much. At least on my end, because I woke up with a hell of a hangover the next day. That night, though, she left a thank you and a check on my table for the rest of the costs. Didn't get around to telling her about the lockbox. Don't know how much of that was because I was tipsy or how much of that was because in the end I wanted it for myself. Maybe there's a little greed in all of us. Maybe we can do a lot of right, but still be a little selfish. I was able to decipher the thing and get it open, though. What was inside? A goddamn note. Then again, being him considered, maybe I should be glad it wasn't a bomb. It was short, and it said this. If your feathers are in order, and your beak is intact, and without a doubt you're sure of your facts, chirp them when needed as loud as you're able, and your truth of truths will be the sharpest knife on the table. Suffice to say, I'm not a poetry fan, but I guess it's nothing I can disagree with. Not now. Not anymore. I hang it up on my wall near my desk. Maybe I am starting to get a little sentimental without realizing it. In the end, I think we can call this case closed. I did it. I finished the game, I assume. In the end, there's only one small detail I'm left wondering. How long will it take the good detective to notice I slipped in a fake lockbox for the real treasure of the Duke's family? Perhaps it's best if he doesn't. Perhaps the note could be of more use to him than the real diamond treasure. He seems like he'd use a little sentimentality in his life. As they say, what's meaningless to one bird is a treasure to another's. Me, as for myself, I prefer diamonds. I'll have to leave some flowers by the late Duke Sr.'s grave as a thank you. I can see Chirpums' nest down the road. What a dingy little thing. Then again, I suppose all dingy little things are lovely in their own way. Well then, I've got a cruise ship to the Bahamas waiting for me. Until we meet again, detective. I think now it's over, maybe? That sounds like credits music. If there's credits. Oh. I have no idea if there's credits. Is this the last save? Okay, I went back. I found a save that was close. I don't know if there's credits, but there's music playing. There's credits. Okay, here's the credits. That's pretty fun. I question that there are as much, like, plot divergence in that. That seems like it's a pretty just direct narrative. I'm not sure what, like, the other choices you make would even amount to in terms of, like, a different ending. The pretty cut and dry little noir thing featuring bird characters. I don't play that many visual novels these days. I own a whole ton for some reason, but I've not played as many as I probably should since I own so many of them. I'd like to do some visual novels on the channel, but I have a hard time talking that much for that long on my own, so it's something that I have to, like, acquire a group of people to do. But yeah, I thought that was fun for what it is. The Indie Mixtape is an interesting little package. We can look at the store page this time, because I don't think I've looked at the store page in the other episodes. So let's go over and do that. I don't think I looked at the store page in the other episodes, but it's $10 normal price, but right now it's 99 cents. It won't be when this video goes up, but it gets that low. And for that price, for a 99-cent price, I think it's a pretty decent collection of games. And I've been linking their itch.io pages in the description as well for the individual games, in case there was one in specific that you wanted to look at. I thought this was a fun little thing. It's something that I've been tried to do years ago, and I just never got it all together. So now I've done it. Now it's done. So yeah, if you I don't know what this review means. That confused me. If you liked any of these games, like I said, the Indie Mixtape will be linked in the description, and if you go to the previous episode, you can get individual links to each game that was in the episode to check those out on their itch.io pages. Yeah, that's it. And there'll also be a link to my beacons.ai in the description, which has my Patreon, Bandcamp, Redbubble, etc. Click that link, go to those places, do what you do there. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't. Subscribe if you want to keep up with this stuff I do here. I do all sorts of stuff on the channel. Leave a comment. What did you think about Detective Chirpums, and what did you think about the Indie Mixtape overall? Share the video. Do the things anyway. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!